Okay, YouTube, in this video as we continue to explore the rectangular coordinate system, we're going to be looking at or exploring our translations of either, I guess, shapes or figures or graphs in the XY coordinate plane. And since these pop up so often, we want to kind of just recognize some patterns early. And so let's go ahead and take a look at this really trivial example where I have this triangle ABC here. What I want to start with is just listing the coordinates of these points here. And so looking at A, it looks like from the origin, we've gone left 1 on the x-axis, up 2 on the y-axis. For B here, it looks like we went right 2 on the x-axis, up 3 on the y-axis. And for C here, we've also gone right 2, but it looks like we've gone down 3 on this axis here. So our instructions in terms of translating are these. Translate the figure to the right 4 units, translate the figure to the right 4 units and down 1 unit. And we're going to label these 3 new vertices A prime, B prime, and C prime. So in terms of translation, the very first thing we want to kind of admit here is this. A translations are shifts. Okay. So with respect to what we're going to do here, we're just going to pick everything up, move it right 4, down 1. So with A here, we went from -1, 2. I'm going to start at -1, 2 here. We go right 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and down 1. Then the new point A would be this point A prime. In terms of B, we started at 2, 3. Well, 2, 3 is right here. If I go right 1, 2, 3, 4, down 1, we'll land here. We land at this B prime in our new image. And then we say that this 2, -3, which 2, -3 is right here, we'll go right 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, down 1. And I'm going to label this C prime. So first things first, let's go ahead and connect the dots here. One thing that I want to kind of observe is this: did it preserve the shape of the graph or the figure that we started with? And in this case, what we're going to see is that translations preserve shape of our graph. Okay. Now the next thing I want to kind of look at here are the coordinates of these new points. So we have A prime, B prime, C prime. Just like before, let's go ahead and label these points here. Use a different color. It looks like point A. Is right 3, up 1. Looks like point B prime here. B prime is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the right and up 2. So we have 6, 2. And then C prime here, this would have the same x value as B, but we'd say 6. It looks like it's down 4, so -4 here. So what we're going to do is we're going to list these as well. And how about we do it this way? We'd say A was -1, 2. Try that again there. -1, 2. A prime is 3, 1. B is 2, 3. B prime is 6, 2. And then we'll do C over here. We say C is 2, -3. And then we say C prime looks like a 6, -4. So with respect to what happened to the original coordinate pair that gave us the new coordinate pair for each of these vertices of our triangle, it looks like because we went right 4, looking at point A here, the x-coordinate, all we've really done is gone from -1 to 3 here. If we were to add 4 onto this, say add 4, then what we do is we wind up with this new x value. And likewise, I want to point this out here with point B. We could add 4 to its x value, and we wind up with 6. If we add 4 to the x value on C, we end up with the x value on C prime. So with this respect to this shifting right 4 units, we're just adding 4 units onto the x values. You might have already suspected this with the y values. All the y values should have decreased by 1, decreased by 1, decreased by 1, decreased by 1, from the point to the point prime, since we're shifting them all down 1. So in terms of how these points compare and talking about how we could generalize this, really all we're doing is modifying the x and the y values by adding on or subtracting off however far we want to shift it left, right, or up and down respectively. So here's what I want to consider here. I say describe how we can easily find the coordinates of a new point that has been translated 3 units left and 2 units up if the original point has the coordinates x, y. And so what we're going to do is we'll just list this here. We say original point. If the original point has the coordinates x, comma, y, then what we're going to say is that the new point or the translated point that went 3 units left and 2 units up, we could say really is x -3 is our new point here, and 2 units up we'd say y plus 2. So what we can say is, generally speaking, let's say general shifts, okay, we could see that given any point x, y, Okay, we're going to say x plus h and y plus k. This is the same as xy, but shifted. Okay, shifted h units left or right, and k units up or down. Cheers.